Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nelo and you're watching Nelo Stitches. Today's tutorial is going to be on how to make this simple bubu kaftan. For this dress, I made use of 2 yards of thick chiffon fabric. So this can fit size 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay, it's a free size bubu. If this is what you're interested in, please keep watching. Like and share my video and subscribe if you're new. So guys, I've folded my fabric already. I'll show you how I fold with this paper, okay? From here to here is 2 yards. From up to down is by 60, which is the length of the fabric. From here to here is 2 yards. So I fold towards the 2 yards like so, and then I fold it again. That's into four. As you can see, this is 4 folds, okay? So this is a thick chiffon. I fold into 2 yards, and I fold again like so. Okay, so this is a chiffon fabric. It's difficult to fold, that's why I did not fold while filming. So I decided to fold before I start filming so that it will not take much of our time. Okay, so the neck width I'm working with is 3.5 inch, mark neck width of 3.5, and then the neck depth of 7 inches, 6.5 rather, because after turning with facing it would now turn to 7 inches. So what I measured on my client was 7 inches. So here I marked 6.5 so that after I turn is going to be 7, and the back neck depth is 1 inch. Okay, so I'm connecting the back neck depth now. The back neck depth is 1 inch, neck width of 3.5, neck depth for the back is 1 inch, and neck depth for the front is 6.5. So that after turning out, it will arrive at 7 inches. So here I'm trying to connect the neck line because it's a V-neck. Okay, so I'm connecting the V-neck like so. And before I start marking this, I've already marked a marginal line that serves as my shoulder line on top here. Okay, so from that line you can decide to do your shoulder slope, or you can decide to leave it, because this is a chiffon fabric, so it will eventually fall after you make your dress. Okay, so but I'm going to slant my shoulder by 1 inch. Okay, so I slant my shoulder by 1 inch, and I'm going to connect to the neck width like this. Okay, so I slant the shoulder by 1 inch. Sorry guys, I'm not marking this too much because it's a white. I don't want to stain it with chalks. Okay, so I slant the shoulder by 1 inch, and from that 1 inch I'm going to mark 8.5 inch, which is the arm opening, half inch for joining of the shoulder up there. Okay, the hand opening I'm making use of is 8 inches. Okay, but I marked 8.5, half inches for joining of the shoulder, so I'm notching that part now. That's 8.5 I marked. I'm trying to notch it so that that is where you're going to start sewing. Right, that is where you're going to start sewing. So as you can see, I'm making use of the whole 2 yards of fabric. She want me to use everything, so that is why I did not measure the armhole. So here I'm cutting the back neckline and then the shoulder slant. I did not cut the front yet. I'm going to remove the inside one before I cut the front, but before then I need to open this part up. So in order to get a straight shape, because the fabric is somehow, when you cut fabric, it's as if some part is longer than each other. So I'm trying to shape it to get a straight line that side. So that is why I'm cutting it instead of just opening the folded part. So I'm just cutting it out like this to get a straight shape. So in case if you don't want to use the whole 2 yards of fabric, you can measure your shoulder. Maybe your shoulder is 16 divided by 2, 8. You can decide to add extra 8 inch for your hand for your sleeve length, you can decide to add 10" for your sleeve length. You can decide to add any length, okay? But for this is 18 inches, because when you fold 2 yards into 4, it's now down to 18 inches, which means the hand opening, the sleeve length we are working with is 10". Her shoulder is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So the hand opening we are working with, the sleeve length we are working with rather, is 10". Okay, so I'm trying to notch that part again, my hand opening again. I'm trying to notch it. Okay, so and now I'm going to take out the inside one in order to cut the front neckline. And this dress can fit size 12, 10, even 14. 16 also can wear it. Okay, so I'm cutting out the neck for the front now, and we're done with the cutting. So let me just quickly show you what I did here in case you are not seeing it properly on the paper. So I have a straight line here, my neck width and my neck depth. The front neck depth is deeper, which is 6.5, and this is the back neck depth, which is 1 inch. Okay, and then what I did next was to slant my shoulder by 1 inch. I have a straight line at the top here, so I slant my shoulder by 1 inch from that line, and from there I mark 8.5, which is my sleeve opening. Okay, ½ inch during the shoulder, 8 inch for the hand sleeve opening. Okay, and that is all, nothing else. Okay, so now I'm going to start joining. So what we are going to do is to cut the facing. First of all, I want to work with facing, so I fold a pieces of lining into 2, and then I placed my neck, my front panel on it like so, and I'm going to trace out the neckline. Okay, so you fold your pieces into 2, and then you trace out the neckline of your dress. So I left ½ inch before the neckline, if you notice. Trying to arrange this, so I left like ½ inch a little. So I'm going to trace out the neckline now, and then I'll trace some part of the shoulder. Sorry guys, so I traced some part of the shoulder. Someone came in, so I just stopped filming. I traced some part of the shoulder, and this is it. Okay, I'm going to, as you can see, I left ½ inch here, so I'm going to take this out, and then I will measure what I have here. So this is 4 inches, or 3.5 rather. So I'm going to be marking the 3.5 round the facing like so. Okay, so I'm going to connect it together. Sorry guys, it's about to rain, that's why the color is like this. So the weather is not that bright, that is why the video is not bright. So I'm going to cut this out. Yep, so the front facing is ready. I'm going to cut the back facing the same way. So I'll be opening this part up. I will sew it together so that it will lay flat. If not, it will be opening, as you can see. Let me bring the camera so that you guys should see what I'm talking about. As you can see here, there is a hole here, so you need to sew it with ½ inch. That is why I added extra ½ inch to that part. You need to sew it together like so, so that it will lay flat. Okay, so that is that for the v-neck collar, and we are going to move ahead to cut the back collar. Okay, so now the back facing, I also folded my fabric into 2 also, and then I'll trace out the back neckline and then the shoulder part, just like I did to the front panel. Okay, like this. And then I'm going to mark out the same 3.5 inches I used for the front also. following the shape of the back neckline. So I'll be marking the same 3.5 inch like this around the neckline. And you connect, then you cut this out. Okay, so we are done cutting the back neckline, and I'll just go and place it on my sewing machine, right side facing the right side of the dress, and then I'll turn the neckline. Okay, you can decide to fold the down part. So here is the front panel. I've turned the front panel neckline and I sewed the middle as I showed you guys I'm going to do. And here it is. I'll just flip it over to the wrong side like so, and then you can either use needle and thread to tag this, or you use hemming gum. Okay, you can use hemming gum to hold this together, or you use needle and thread for this. Okay, so I'm going to repeat the same thing for the back panel also, and then I'll join the two shoulders together. Okay, so now I'll flip this to the right side, and then I'll place the back on it. I also did the same to the back, and you top stitch on your lining so that you're facing, so that it will hold it together. So now I'm going to place this right side facing the right side of each other, and I'm going to sew the facing separately together like this, and then the shoulder separately. Okay, like so. From the facing you sew down to the sleeve side. I'll do the same to the other side also. You sew from the facing, you place the facing facing each other, and then you sew from the facing down to the sleeve side, to the hand opening or sleeve opening. So you sew down to this point, from the facing down to this point, and then you shape your side, you shape the side. So here I've done that also. This side I did the same thing also. Okay, so next is to shape the side. So this is the 8.8 inches we marked, and then from that 8 inches, that notch part, you sew down to the hem. You do the same to this side. From the 8 inches you sew down to the hem, and then I also folded the down part. I hemmed the lower parts of the dress. As you can see, I hemmed the lower part of the dress. Okay, so next is to fold the sleeve area. So you're going to fold the sleeve area. You can either use you can go and serge the your dress everywhere, both the side, the shoulder, before you fold your sleeve once. But for me, I'm going to fold the sleeve twice like this, and then I'll sew around the sleeve. Okay, I'll fold it twice like so, and I'll sew around. Okay, it's very easy to make. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to show you guys the final look. See you in my next tutorial. Bye.